This is a demo of how to register and create a caregiver profile on homecare.com. This is a web browser on OS X. First, you go to homecare.com. The actual URL is launch.homecare.com and click the register button. Now you go ahead and enter your information in all the required fields. You provide an email address that you use all the time. In this case, I'm using homecaretester@gmail.com. You then confirm your email address. Okay, at gmail.com. Oh, see, I made a mistake. It won't let me go forward. So there, now it's validated it. Now you provide a phone number, a zip code of where you're located, or where you're going to be providing caregiver services, and then you create a password. It has to be at least 8 characters long. It has to have an upper and lowercase letters and at least one number. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to confirm my password. Everything looks good. I'm going to agree to the terms and conditions in the privacy policy. Obviously, you have the option to click on these and read them, which I highly suggest. And then I'm going to create the account. So I'm getting my successful registration landing page, and also I'm provided with the fact that I need to do an email verification. So I'm going to go ahead and check my email, which is this tab right here. And indeed, you can see right here, welcome to homecare.com, and go ahead and complete your registration by verifying your email. So great. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm brought to the success page. So now I'm considered registered. But before I can go ahead and start getting work, I need to go ahead and create a caregiver profile. So I'm going to click this button. I'm going to go ahead and start. And something to note, all these fields here that have this little red asterisk mean they are required. You will not be able to move forward with creating your profile until you complete those. Now, this information was brought in from my registration, so I'm just verifying this is all good. I'm going to provide an address where I'm going to provide services. So okay, this is in. I go ahead and select my state. I've already provided my zip code, so that looks good to me. Now you'll see here profile photo, which is required. So I need to provide a profile photo in order to get activated. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to select a photo from my desktop. I'm going to select here, choose this, and here's a photo. Now this is a family photo, and I obviously don't want to use it. Now I can rotate it. I can rotate it back, and I also can crop it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Bring it in here. Okay. Like this. Wow. Okay. So that has been successfully uploaded. So I'm good to go here. Now something to note. If you don't like this picture, your picture, or you want to change it in the future, you always come back here and click on the edit button. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and provide my gender, male. I'm going to provide some things about me. I'm a non-smoker. I do have transportation. I'm comfortable with pets. If I don't want to do these, I can deselect. I can select. Languages. I'm going to pick English. And other languages I feel comfortable with. In my case, I'm also very comfortable in French, so I'm going to add that. These are the things that can set you apart from other. My date of birth, whatever that may be, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to pick a random. Okay. And then 2 things of note here. Additional information. These are also required, as you can see, and these are important. These are what may set you apart from your competition. So I already have some stuff I've thought about and filled out. I'm going to go into my inbox and grab that, and then I'm going to go ahead and add that information. Up to you as far as how much you want to say and what you want to say. But keep in mind, this is something that people, potential employers, may very well read. just to know that. All right, I've gone ahead and then filled this stuff in. It looks like I've gotten all my required fields, so I'm going to go ahead and click the next button. Okay, where am I at now? I'm at Care Services. Keep in mind, at least one of these care services is required. So pretty much whenever you see red in this profile, you know that's something that you must act upon. So I'm going to select the services that I want, and actually to show you that, if I didn't select any and try to move forward, you see, I get an error message. So don't be alarmed. If you ever see something like this, it means that you just forgot to put in a required field. So I'm going to go ahead, select my services. I feel comfortable with all these. Now, you can see here, these are 3 optional fields. To put in experience, education, qualifications, you have to have references, but I'm going to go ahead and put the experience because, again, this is how I'm going to be metered against other caregivers. So I'm going to put in my experience. I do have care related. I'm going to say yes. I worked for a family. The family last name were the Joneses. I'm going to say, what was I? I was a caregiver. And I worked there from January 1st, 2010 to January 1st, 2015. That's going to give me 5 years of experience. I save this. It shows up here. I can also add another one, or I can delete this one or edit it. So don't be alarmed if you have any type of typos. You can always go back and fix the one you've entered or add more. Education. Always something that you want to talk about. Again, this field's not required, but if you do, then there are several things. You have to tell what school. So I went to, let's see, Catholic University in DC. And let's say I'm still attending it. So I would put currently attending instead of my graduation date. And I'll put that there. I do have a couple certifications I want people to know about. So I got CPR. I have my certificate number written down, so I'm going to type that in. Okay. I was actually licensed in DC, and I completed my licensing. Actually, it was in April of 2009. So I'm going to add that. So I've got that. Now I've got to do the things that are required. References. You need to provide at least 2 references. So I'm going to pull that up. A name, first name, last name, a phone number or email address. If you don't know the phone number, you can provide the email address. If you don't know the email address, you can provide the phone number, but you got to provide one or the other, or trying to submit it will fail. And the relationship. They were actually a care-related employer. Save. Now, I need to add one more references. You'll see if I try to, required fields is missing, get an error message if I don't provide 2 references. So we'll go ahead and add another one. Matt. I don't know the phone number, so in this case, I'm going to provide the email address. Gone and done that. The relationship was actually a friend, and boom, done. Now, this upload button is where I can put supporting documentation. So that can be, a resume, that can be a TB test. There are all sorts of documentation that I can put up here that I want from care.com to have access to support and my background investigation claims or anything to that nature. I don't have any documents. I'm not going to upload them, but basically it's the same thing. You would just select something here, and then you would put it up there. So I'm going to move on to wage. Here's where you'd say, this is what I want to earn. My pre-tax wage per hour, I'm going to say, is $13. So we're set there. Service area. I've decided that I'm comfortable with a 25-mile radius of where I live to provide care services. So I put that there. Care arrangement. Again, you'll see these are all required fields. So I'm fine working weekdays. I can work weekends. I don't mind doing an overnight. And also, I want to be part of the backup network. That means that I can be called when someone else doesn't show up. So it's very valuable if you have a flexible schedule. So I'm going to say, yes, please consider me. Moving on to the next step. So we've gone ahead. You can see we've completed 100% of the profile. We're going to say, again, that we agreed to the terms and conditions and the privacy policy. I'm going to go ahead and submit my profile. So I've gone ahead and submitted. I will definitely get an email about the next steps. I will click OK. And I am now taken to my profile. So now you see your profile page. You also will get an email with a link to your profile page. And you can see here, you can update the profile at any time. Click here, I update. And that's where you can go fix it. And then, like I said, you always can see it. By up this here, you go to your caregiver dashboard. And this you can click on update your profile, or you can view your profile. And that's it, folks. That's pretty much how you set up a profile, create a profile on homecare.com. And it's really, really easy. I'm going to show you one more time. In the box, you see I did get a new email that says, thanks for submitting your profile, and we'll be in touch with you next. And then obviously, going to your profile, you just have to click here. So that's about it. That's all it takes. And welcome to homecare.com.